Minneapolis, Minnesota, a 40-year-old professional, 5-time PBA champion, who won last in Madison, Wisconsin in 1965. First stroke. Johnson opening with a strike.
We talk about him being one of the great crankers, Chris. He came from the area when you used to put a lot of arm motion, you used to put a lot of wrist and a lot of hand turn in the bowling ball to make it hook. Today he's going straighter.
Now from the West Coast, San Jose, Jim St. John. And the 6-time PBA champion leaves the 4-7 on the right lane.
Right, Chris. And the right lane, I think, will tell the story today. The right lane is hooking considerably more than the left lane. This is a result of the grain, where the track is, and the type of surface.
Somewhat of a cross-lane shot for the 4-7. A spare for Jim St. John. As you recall, Earl Johnson opened with a strike. First game. Miller High Life Open Championship at the Bowlero, Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Clear day, about 25 degrees outside. Bending in for a St. John strike in the second frame.
Jim's very deliberate professional, pushing the ball very smooth, very well coordinated. Gives it strong leverage at the point of release.
Live Johnson for a double. Coming up high. 4-pin on the right lane for Earl Johnson of Minneapolis.
As you pointed out, coming up high, Chris, the right lane is hooking very much. That means the ball is moving from right to left more than on the left lane.
And methodically, Earl Johnson, father of 2 children, marks with the spare in the second frame. Earl's best year was in 1963 when he won 3 titles, earning nearly $27,000. Been around a long time, Billy.
Yes, he has, Chris.
Yet he's only 40. Leaving the 10-pin on the left lane.
He comes from the era when, as we refer to it often, the big hook ball was required to overcome the high polished surface, and the type of pins that were used in those days were solid block wood. Today, a softer, straighter shot is required.
Marking with his second spare in the third frame, Earl Johnson. Now Jim St. John would love to double. Shooting in the third. First game of our championship. And with that double, Jim St. John of San Jose, California takes an 11-pin lead.
Jim told me he was standing 5 boards to his right on the left lane than he is on the right. In other words, he's going that much more direct, at least 5 boards with his feet.
ABC split screen. Wasn't that a beauty? Jim St. John nestles back to the bench to get a little rest, enjoying a 21-pin lead. We're back at the Bowlero, Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. 9th stop in 13. Earl Johnson, trailing by 21 pins, shooting in the 4th frame, first game. For Earl, it's his second strike. He opened with 1 and then 2 spares.
He's using a much deeper angle. By that, he's standing more to his left to direct the ball out toward the center of the lane.
Well, we cross over.
And he looks to the heavens and thanks Dame Fortune, Chris. That's a very wonderful break, turning that into a double, cutting the margin to 11 pins.
And now Jim St. John in the 5th frame with 3 in a row, looking for a 4-bagger. 10 pin.
Chris, that's the in-between hit, what we call the soft 10, using good speed to hold that line on the breaking lane. Wasn't the solid type where the 6 goes over the top of the 10.
All right, Billy. A spare in the 5th frame for Jim St. John. All-American twice. Won the World Invitational, 63-64 season. Has cashed in 6 of the 9 tournaments this year. Best finish, 9th. Strike in the 6th frame for Jim St. John. Earl Johnson, back up. The winner will meet Jim Godman of Hayward, California. And the winner of that match goes against Mike Lemongello, who finished 2nd. And that winner meets the tournament leader, Billy Hardwick. 10 pin for Johnson.
Same type of hit as Jim St. John had, Chris, where Jim was using speed and resulted with the soft 10. Earl is using a deeper angle, as we pointed out earlier, and going around, starting it more out to his right. The ball has a tendency to lose its roll as it gets back to the pins.
Spare for Johnson. This is the very first game. Makes a big difference in winning this game, because if you lose, you wind up with $1,800. Of course, if you win, you have a chance to bowl 2 more games and then go into the finals and an opportunity to win $10,000. Salt and pepper, Jim St. John. Ooh, wasn't that a powerhouse?
That's what the bowlers referred to as the frozen rope, Chris. Used more speed and held a real tight line. From the point he laid it down, it was in the pocket all the way.
With a double up, Jim St. John now shooting in the 8th frame. The alternate was Don McCune of Munster, Indiana, and you see him on the right of your screen with glove on and ready just in case. Alternate. Capacity crowd here. In fact, at the Bowlero, they've had record-breaking crowds again. This perhaps, maybe the top, not the top, 2nd or 3rd bowling center in the world. And with 3 in a row, Jim St. John increases his leads to 31 pin. Earl Johnson getting ready to stroke in the 8th frame. Going for a double. Decreasing his disadvantage to 21 pins.
And he couldn't have been more perfect, Chris. Beautiful shot. This being the 9th frame for Earl Johnson and down by 21. This is almost a must strike, Chris.
And he gets it, even though he bounced it out on the lane.
Well, we talked earlier in the game about his being one of the last of the crankers. Now you know what we mean. At the point of release, you see that arm. There you see it come up and cross his body.
Ooh, it was a little high, leaving the 7 pin after 3 in a row for Jim St. John. Things are happening here in this very first game. The lead has been cut now to only 10 pins.
Very tough break for Jim, Chris. That pin went right over the top of the 7.
Possible difference of $8,200 whether you win or lose this. Jim St. John, San Jose, California. One of the stops in 13 from coast to coast.
See, that count that he is leading is very important. If he can strike on this ball, he makes Earl Johnson get 2 strikes. If he doesn't strike, it's a matter of count for 1.
Leaping at the line, appreciative of a strike in the 10th frame.
Jim said it's been an awful long time since he's been in the victory circle and tasted the thrills of success, and he's really working hard there today. He wants this one very badly.
38 years old, 5 feet 8, 150 pounds. And on the left lane, the 7-pin.
Again, another tough break, Chris, with that pin flying over the top like that. If Jim can pick it up, he would have 238. There it is. It could spell the margin of defeat because Earl can strike out for 248.
There's a big 238 for Jim St. John, and the scores continue to be fantastic here at the Bowlero in Wauwatosa. Crank that one. Will it? You did. There's one. Needs one more now.
Now, Chris, here's where speed and angle enter into it. Watch the pin come back off the wall and trip the 4-7 out of there. Were he harder or were it breaking sharper, the 2-pin would not come back to get the 4-7 like that.
And the gentleman from Minneapolis, Minnesota, comes in there with 2 must strikes in this very first game, Billy. Pressure.
He's always been very good in the clutch. Of course, he couldn't be any better than Jim St. John was. Tough break for Jim St. John.
There it is. Earl Johnson getting a congratulatory handshake from Jim St. John, who lost despite the fact that he bowled a 238, and Johnson, the winner, bowled a big 248. So Earl Johnson moves a step closer to the first prize of $10,000.